Okay, today we're doing a deep dive into Muthoot finance. It's quite the story.
It really is. We've looked at the sources, and you see this huge potential, this Indian gold loan giant.
But there's a catch, right? Our mission for you, the listener, is figuring out where that line is between, well, a massive opportunity and some pretty serious risk.
Exactly. That's the whole tension here, operationally. It looks great, strong BUI case based on the numbers and the market position.
Uh-huh.
But, and it's a big but, the governance side.
Hmm.
Well, that disqualifies it as a simple buy and hold forever kind of stock, not according to these analyses.
Right. A paradox from the get-go. How can the growth seem so, I guess, baked in while the risk is also flashing red?
Well, the foundation is just enormous. Think about it. India has something like $3.8 trillion worth of gold just sitting in households.
Wow, $3.8 trillion.
Yeah, basically idle, dead assets.
Yeah.
Muthoot's core idea is simple. Help people unlock the value of that gold, and they are the biggest player doing it.
Okay, so the market is huge.
Massive. And their advantage, their moat, it's not just being first. It's speed, they get cash out fast, it's trusted. I mean, a 133-year-old name helps.
That legacy matters.
Definitely. And their network is just vast, over 5,490 branches across the group. So even if big banks pull back sometimes, Muthoot can step in and gain share.
And speaking of gaining share, there was a big regulatory shift, wasn't there? Like rocket fuel for this growth.
Exactly right. That June 2025 RBI decision, increasing the loan-to-value, the LTV allowed on smaller gold loans.
From 75% up to 85% for loans under 2.5 lakh, I think.
Precisely. And that bracket, that's 80 to 85% of Muthoot's customer base, it kicks in April 1st, 2026.
So that directly feeds into the growth forecasts.
It underpins them. It makes that projected 15 to 18% earnings growth, say FY26 to FY30, look very achievable. Management's guiding to 15% AUM growth. That feels like a baseline, almost conservative.
Okay, that growth sounds almost locked in. So why the hesitation? Why flag it as something you can't just hold passively? What's the bear case?
Right, this is where it gets tricky. The integrity of the whole operation comes into question because of governance issues. Two major red flags pop up in the reports.
Okay, what's the first one?
First, an internal breakdown. A pretty serious one. March 2025, they found this high-level fraud. The CEO of their insurance subsidiary, MIBPL,
Yeah.
suspended. He allegedly misappropriated almost 12 crore. That points to significant weaknesses in their internal controls. You have to wonder what else might be missed.
Okay, that's bad. Internal controls failing. You said two flags, though. What's the other one? The one that sounds maybe worse.
This is the big one. The number one risk, potentially existential. The Enforcement Directorate, the ED, investigation that started around October 2025.
Ah, the ED. What are they looking into?
They questioned the group managing director personally. The allegations are serious. Branch managers supposedly mis-selling financial products, NCD specifically, and diverting the funds.
Oh, mis-selling and diversion. At the branch level, but involving the MD.
That's the allegation. And look, if this PMLA investigation by the ED proves true, if it's systemic, that could shatter the core asset Muthoot has,
Which
is trust. That 133 years of brand equity we talked about?
Yeah.
If that goes, the whole model is incredibly vulnerable. It's a binary risk, really.
Okay, so a major operational failure and a potentially catastrophic regulatory investigation. Got it. What about their efforts to diversify away from just gold?
Yeah, they're trying. And look, some parts are doing well. Muthoot HomeFin, their housing finance arm, that actually looks like a strong performer based on the reports. But other areas are a drag. Muthoot Capital Services, that's vehicle finance, saw profits collapse something like 82% in the second quarter of FY26.
Ouch. So the gold business is essentially propping up weaker segments.
It looks a bit like that, yeah. Stability in gold might be masking instability or maybe a loss of focus elsewhere.
Right. So wrapping this up, it's a complex picture.
It absolutely is. You've got this engine of operational excellence, this great core business, but it's really marred by these governance shadows. This isn't a stock for passive investors, according to the sources. It demands active monitoring.
What should people be watching, though?
Keep a close eye on any news about that EDPMLA investigation. That's critical. And also watch the asset quality in their other businesses like Bellstar Microfinance. Its growth NPAs were already nearing 3% in late FY24. Any sign of stress spreading is a warning.
Okay, so active monitoring is key. Here's a final thought for you to chew on, pulling this all together. Muthoot's biggest asset, its moat, is arguably that 133 years of trust.
Undeniably.
But at the same time, the company's top leadership is facing very public questions about financial integrity. So which do you think is more fragile right now? That 15–18% growth projection boosted by the RBI, or the century-old foundation of trust that actually makes that growth possible in the first place? Something to think about. That's our deep dive.